friends, today I wish to discuss with you some important developments in America. What I mean is that there's a lot of labor protests are going on in America from August 2021. What are the reasons for the struggle? Before going into the reason, I wanted to inform you that about 43 lakh workers struck work in America as a whole during these 3 months. 43 lakh workers struck work. That is about 3% of the total workforce of America. The major segment of the strikers in America today are agricultural workers, automobile industry workers. Their strike is going on. More than 60,000 Hollywood workers declared their strike, but it was not started because of the settlement reached between the management and the workers there. The communication director of American Federation of Labor, AFL, said, he made a statement. He says, the workers were on strike. It was forced on them. When the employers refused to come for negotiation, they are compelled to go on strike, leaving the work and wages and prepare for a strike is really a sacrifice on the part of the working people of the world. Washington Post reports that the American industries and the service sector are in the midst of struggle. The employees of health sector of California, New York, and workers of Kellogg are also joined the strike. On 18 October 2021, Labor Notes, a publication, Labor Notes says that workers from different sectors are preparing for a sustained struggle in America. In this year, so far, in this year, that is 2021, so far, there were 169 strikes in USA. Another important factor of this strike is that the by-election to the American Senate, American Congress is due. Therefore, the strike action of the workers carries some political importance. Why the employees of America are going on strike? The main problem are unemployment, poverty, and uneven development of society, inequality in the American society. These problems are compelling the workers of America to go for a protest action. The 708 millionaires total wealth is $4.7 lakh crore. This is equivalent to 50% of the people of America, poor people, Americans' wealth. That's the position. Majority of the strikes are taking place with the demands, job security, wages for a decent living, and social security, and reduce work time. Remember, it was in America that there was a strike in Chicago. There was a strike for 8 hours work. Today, in America, the workers are doing 14 to 18 hours work a day. See the Z change that is taking place in American scenario. The Biden government, Joe Biden government wanted to impose a tax on the rich. But the corporates and the multi-millionaires are opposing. The current protest action by the workers are relevant because they are also protesting against this particular position taken by the employer or the corporates of America. That's the most important aspect of this struggle. The workers' agitation is taking place in this background also. The American Congress has brought two acts, namely Build Back Better Act and Protecting the Right to Act, protecting the right to act. These two acts have been passed by the American Congress. As per the Build Back Better Act, this action will increase, this approach of the government will increase the income of the government to the tune of $3.5 crore. The corporates are vehemently moving against it. The corporate companies and the corporates are vehemently moving against this. At the same time, the workers are also in the street. So this is the position. This is the position. On the one hand, the bourgeoisie, the corporates are fighting against the government for increasing the tax to save the poor people, the suffering people. On the other hand, the workers of America are struggling, fighting for the whole population, for whole population of American continent. This is the fight going on. You can say it's a type of class war that's going on in America today. That means, on the one hand, the bourgeoisie owning the major property of America is fighting against a government. It's definitely a government of their own choice, but their move to tax more on corporates are being opposed by the corporates. At the same time, the workers are also on streets with a compulsion or with a demand that you must tax the rich to save the people from the present situation. The corporates, at the same time, the workers are also in the street demanding its implementation. Though the PRO Act was passed in America, it was passed in American Congress, but the government did not implement it. The government did not implement it. Strictly speaking, the workers are protesting also against this. The workers of America are protesting against not only strictly speaking, it is against neoliberalism of American government. Please remember, in 1980s, when America implemented neoliberal policies, they did it by suppressing the workers' organized protest. In 1980, in 1981, air traffic control workers strike work. It was struck by the government, crushed by the government. They never come forward to negotiate and settle. The government dismissed 11,345 workers. 11,345 workers. What is today in America is the continued protest against neoliberalism. After 2011, Occupy Wall Street struggle. This is the organized protest by workers. That means after 2011, this was the organized protest by the American working people against neoliberalism. America always claimed that they are the defenders of democracy. When the people protest, they utilize anti-democratic laws to crush it. In 1947, American Congress passed an act. It is called draft Taft-Hartley Act. As per this act, if a trade union needs recognition from the government of America, their leadership should not be in the hands of communists or socialists. Please note this point. In America, if a trade union needs recognition from the government, the leadership of the union cannot be a socialist or a communist. Still, it is going on. Still, it is being implemented. Yet, America says America is a democratic country. Today, the present unions are striking work under the unions are striking work against neoliberalism. It is nothing but a fight against neoliberalism. It was in 2008 workers organized strike against economic crisis. When there was an economic crisis in America in 2008, the workers struck work. The burden of, because the government wanted to transfer the burden of the crisis to the workers. They have no other option but to react to the situation. And in 2011, there was a strike, world famous strike, Occupy Wall Street struggle. It gained worldwide momentum and reputation that it is against the bourgeoisie of the American continent. Wall Street is supposed to be the head office of all the industrial activity of America. The workers today are opposing against neoliberal onslaught. One of the major demands of the union is today, one of the important demands of the union is freedom to organize and protest. In 2020, only 12% of the private sector in America are organized. Even today, majority of the employees of the private sector are unorganized. They are unorganized. And now, in the name of fighting against the pandemic, the American government increased the working hours from 8 hours to 14 and 18 hours a day. When they are increasing the working hours of the workers, they have never given appropriate increase to the wages of the workers. That's the most important point one has to understand when we go through this information. Today, 90% of the Democratic Party people and 47% of the Republicans are supporting the workers' team. See, that's the beauty of it. Today, 90% of the Democratic Party people of America and 47% of the Republicans are supporting the workers' demand. One multi-millionaire corporate by name Warren Buffett said, what is happening in America today is nothing but class struggle. Remember, we are conducting the struggle. We are conducting this war. And I am sure that we will win ultimately. That means in this war between the worker and the bourgeoisie, the American government is helping the bourgeoisie to win over to suppress the workers. That's the meaning of it. Therefore, these strikes are of international importance when we say that the American workers came forward to fight against the neoliberal policy, which is crushing the economic and political demands of the working people of the world. Thank you.